Okay, welcome to video lesson 9.2, and this is over light and shadow. So it's a little bit dark, so let's turn on a light here. Alright, we got a flashlight. And there is a letter B, and I have a flashlight, which is exactly what you're going to be using. Now, of course, you don't have to have a letter to work with, but this is what I'm going to mess around with this time. You can have any object. You can have a vase, a cup, a toy, anything you want. Now, let's look at this a minute with our light. We're going to be paying attention to the shadow back here and the shadows inside that this light makes, okay? So if I turn the light this direction, the shadow changes, okay? If I turn the light this way, the shadow goes the other way. Now, if the light gets closer, let's move the light source a little closer. Okay, what happens to our shadow? It gets bigger. As the light source gets further away, shadow gets smaller. We could turn it, go to the other side. Same thing happens over here. Light source is closer and further away. Now, if I go up higher, our shadow changes completely because the light source is on the top. So what I want you to do is find you a flashlight, or you can just go outside in the sun. I just don't have the sun right now. And mess around with the shadow and the position that you put your object. And then I want you to find a position that you really like, either a position outside with the sun or have a flashlight a position you like. And we're going to make a sketch of that object with the shadow. Okay? So pause your video and go do that and come back. Okay, so I have sketched my object, which is what you need to go ahead and do. Don't worry about the shadows yet. So whatever it is that you put outside or that you have in front of you that you're using with your flashlight, go ahead and sketch it out real quick. Okay, now that you have sketched it, what we're going to do now is focus on the shadows. So here's my letter B. And I have some shadows on here. Let me change it so you can see a little better. That go inside of my letter. Now this side is all lit up, okay? But over here is a bunch of shadows, and my shadow extends above my letter. So what I'm going to do right now is draw it based on the shadows that I see right now. So I'm going to be looking in here, and you can see how it makes a line right here and divides it, and then it goes straight up the back wall. Same thing right here, except it's a little bit more curved, and it goes up the back wall. And here it comes in just a little bit, and we go out, and I have this large shadow here, and I can see where it ends, and also down here. So I'm going to draw these things real quick. Okay, so I have colored in my letter B and did some of the shadowing here and had this on the back wall. And of course it's pretty messy because this is just a sketch. We're just practicing some of this. So go ahead and practice with whatever object you have. So if you want to go ahead and practice, you notice that it's not that big. I did it on the same page I did my cube here. So you can, if you have room, you can do a couple of more things here and there and try some different shapes and see which ones work well for you. And the next video is not 9.3. I mean, it is on your lessons, but I have an extra video that is describing how to do texture before we actually do the texture video. So, because we did not get to go over that in class. So go ahead and look for that video, watch that next, and then you can move on to creating your textured hand. Okay? All right. See you in the next video. Bye.